Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Cogeco North Bay News, truly local television. I'm Greg Esterbrooks. Indeed, it is the fourth such special budget meeting, which has begun as of late Thursday afternoon at City Hall. In preparation for the big budget meeting, we spoke to a pair of councillors about the get-together and its importance to getting a budget hammered out by March.
Well, I think, to a certain extent, we're starting to get to the point where, we might be able to get some consensus on council. But, as I've said in the past, I haven't moved from a 0% increase. I know what's going on in the local economy, and, I will not move from that position. I've put some suggestions forward as far as the transfer of money to the joint hospital, along with North Bay Hydro and the opportunity we have there actually to use that asset to the benefit of the citizens of the city.
Could you elaborate on that last part?
Well, Greg, most people don't recognize this, but at this point, North Bay Hydro has about $9 million sitting in their operating fund. The city actually is the shareholder of North Bay Hydro. Those funds actually came from every hydro user actually in the city of North Bay, and it's, because of the condition of the economy and the cost of hydro, not only that's driving all of these increased costs. I think it's time that we look at some opportunity in the short term to take some of those profits that were generated in the city and to use that actually to pull down the proposed tax increase. I know right now, Greg, that we could get to zero if in fact the will of the council is there to do it.
The argument is, though, Mark, that if you go to zero, services are going to be cut.
Well, that's not the case at all in this particular circumstance. Really, we're using an asset that's been sitting there for a number of years that actually could benefit the city.
The other day I had somebody say to me, "Oh, this is a game that you guys play where you start at 5.88 and then all of a sudden you're magically down to 2.7 or 3 point whatever." This isn't a game. This is, these are hard decisions that we're making, and you can see, especially when it came to the snowbank removal, how quickly that council changed their mind as soon as they started getting some flack from citizens. And that was one that they were cutting $160,000 out of that budget, and within a couple of days, they were approving $80,000. So. When we make cuts, people aren't happy. When we make changes, people aren't happy. So this council needs to realize that if they're going to make these decisions, that they need to realize that there's going to be unhappy people, and they're going to have to stick to those decisions, because otherwise it's not fair to staff who are trying to stick to a budget that we've set for them, and then all of a sudden we change our minds. Some of the things I don't agree with. I don't agree with using the tax rate stabilization fund. We're already still trying to wean ourselves off of the last time we used it. And there's a number on the table. I think it's $300,000 or $390,000 to use from it. Well, next year we don't have $390,000 of that revenue. We're going to have to make it up somewhere else, and that's either cuts or finding new sources of revenue.